What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be going over 5 reasons, well, more like 4.5 reasons that Verizon Fios is better than Comcast Xfinity Internet. So a little bit of a background. We just got rid of Comcast mainly because I stopped working for them. Now, when I made that previous video, you can see the link here or there. I was not working for them. I worked for them 10 years ago, and then I started working for them again earlier this year, like late January, early February. And that did not last long. It's not a great company to work for unless you like toxic environments and good 401k plans. Very good. But other than that, couldn't deal with the toxic environment, and that's a whole video on its own that I probably won't make. But so I got rid of that, the free internet that I was getting, and I got Verizon instead because just in working there, they make us compare with competitors, and I'm like, man, Verizon's internet is better. Even though they wanted us to still tell people, no, ours is better, even though the modem that, if you're going to rent a modem, Comcast modem is slower and older. And the biggest thing, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but the biggest thing is Verizon's just faster. So anyway, I stopped working there, and I canceled my free service. And instead of going with Comcast, of course, I'm going to go with Verizon because I know that they're far superior. But I didn't even know half of the truth. So the first thing that was amazing to me after I signed up for Verizon was, and I'm going out of order of my list here because I want to go in order of how it really happened. The first thing I noticed is after I signed up, I'm talking to the lady on the phone. I did not give them my social security number, folks. I did not give them my social. You don't have to do that. Sign up online. They're just going to say, we need to talk to you to make sure it's you. And they email them a picture of your ID, or you just take a picture with your phone and just kind of automatically sync. So took a picture of my ID so they could know that it was me. And I paid the deposit, which is $125. And I don't mind doing that because it's not a fee. That's my money. They're just holding it for a little bit to make sure I pay my bill. As long as I pay my bill on time or I cancel, because there's no contract, whenever I cancel, I get my $125 back. So I don't mind doing that. But when I was on the phone with her, she's like, do you have any more questions? I said, yeah, actually I do. I would like to know, after the 12 months, what is this $39.99 roll to? Like, what's the price after that? She was like, oh, well, it's no longer... you have to start paying for the Disney Plus. I'm like, I got that because right now, through the summer of 2020, Disney Plus is also free when you sign up for their $39.99 internet. Nobody else that I know of has any deal like that. Definitely not Comcast. So I'm like, no, I know that. I get that the Disney Plus is going to cost me after the year, but I'm just saying, what is my promotion after, the 6 or 12 months, because I couldn't see it online in the fine print, what does my $39.99 go to? She was like, I don't understand, sir. It's, your internet's $39.99. I said, I know it's $39.99 now. What is it going to be? Because with Comcast, it's $39.99 for 12 months. And after that, a month ago, it went to $96 and some change, and now it's $92. They did lower that. It's $92 now. I said, so that goes to $90-something after 12 months. I'm saying, what does this one go to? She was like, oh, they do that? No, it's just $39.99. I'm like, so it's just $39.99. She's like, yeah, it's just $39.99 forever. She's like, I mean, occasionally prices change. Like it might go to $44.99, but that's just going to be the new everyday price. But nah, we don't do that. It's just $39.99. I did not know that. Okay, so it is no promotion. It's just $39.99. I had to even hit up an old coworker. I'm like, dude, did you know that Verizon's internet is just $39.99? Period. Like, there's no promotion. He's like, yeah, it's been like that for a while. I'm like, so why? Anyway. So that was the first thing. The second thing, I'm out of order now, so let me make sure I covered everything. All right, so the other thing I mentioned, that was number one. The number one thing was that it's no promotion rate. It is just the price that you see is the price that it is. And you may go look at Comcast, and what they strategically done is matched the $39.99. And in like April or May, they increased the speed to match it, because Comcast $39.99 used to be 100 megabytes per second down, but Verizon's was 200. And so they did that to match it. So when you're looking at them side by side, on the surface it looks like they're the same. But it's really not, because Comcast, again, goes from $39.99 to $92.95. And that's what it is today. Like I said, a month ago it was 96 and some change, but it goes to $92.95. And I'm going to get into more in a little bit of why that's worse than what it just sounds like as far as price goes, because the speed is awful too. So the next thing, the second reason why Verizon is better for now, is you get free Disney Plus for a year. That's it. You sign up. Once you get your account and everything, you just go on there to the app, you redeem it, and boom, you got Disney Plus. So that's the second reason. As contrast, Comcast will say, oh, well, we offer Peacock, but Peacock is not free forever, and it's not free for everyone. I forgot how much it's going to cost, like $4.99 I think, or $5.99. It's Comcast's own streaming service. Verizon doesn't have their own streaming service, so that's why they're bundling Disney Plus with it. But Disney Plus, I mean, it's so much better. So the other thing that Comcast will also say is, oh, we have Flex. Flex is you get a voice remote and you get this little box. It's basically like a Roku or a Chromecast or a Fire Stick. So you get this device, and now you have the same capabilities as those things. But here's the thing. If you have these items, you know, like, well, I ain't getting anything free. Like, I still got to pay for, like, Pandora and Hulu and Amazon Prime and Netflix. It's just a hub to have all these paid subscriptions. So I'm not getting anything free. It might have Crackle or something on there, but if you got a PlayStation or an Xbox or a smart TV, you have access to that stuff anyway. So you're not really getting anything extra. So that's the number 2 reason. They come with Disney Plus right now, and again, that's going to change, or then maybe it won't. We'll know. Who knows? They might extend it or get offered something else. The next thing, this was during the install. Well, I'm not going to get to the install yet. That's going to be I'm going to do that next. So the next thing I want to talk about, the speeds. So again, on the surface, if we're comparing Comcast to Verizon, this is Fios now. This is not DSL. Verizon Fios. It looks like they're the same. You see Comcast $39.99, but with 200 megabytes per second down. Then you see Verizon $39.99, 200 megabytes per second down. And when you go to their website, it says 200/200. So what that /200 is, it's 200 megabytes down, and then there's 200 megabytes per second upload. So that's very important, because Comcast is 200 megabytes per second down, and I don't even know. It's hard to find what the upload speed is, but it's like I think they max out at like 15 megabytes per second up. It doesn't matter what it is. It's super slow, okay? And that's the reason that I might be able to download a song fast, but when I'm like uploading YouTube videos, I just walk away from the computer, because it's going to take, I don't know how long it takes, but I know I'm not going to use my computer for like the next hour or so. Like, it takes a long time. So we're going to see how long it takes with Verizon here, but it's 200 megabytes per second upload. They have parallel speeds, which Comcast does not offer. So when you see that 200 with Comcast, just know it's 200 megabytes per second down. Not to mention that $39.99 is only good for 12 months, and then it's going to hike up on you after that to triple. The price is going to almost triple. So that's that, parallel speed. So the next thing, this was also a whopper, all right? The technician comes out. My little thing is flashing at me, but I guess I'm taking too long. So the technician comes out, and he's like, do you have your own modem? I say, yeah, I bought my own modem from, I just bought it off Amazon. He looked at it. He was like, how much did this cost you? I was like, well, I just got it refurbished for $99. He was like, send it back, man. What I would recommend you buy is, he's like, now you can't use like a Comcast modem or anything like that. Well, he didn't use the word modem, which was interesting. Had to look. There's a lady just standing in front of my house. I'm trying to see what she's doing. Okay. I don't know what she's doing. She's just sitting in front of my house. I don't know what's going on. Let me move to the side so I can look at her. She's just by my truck. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, So he comes in and he looks, he doesn't use the word modem, he used the word router. Oh, well, you can't use a Comcast router, you have to get your own. And what I recommend to you is instead of buying our our router, you buy a mesh system. And he goes into the benefits of the mesh system. Then he pulls up his phone. He's like, man, you don't have to pay full price for that stuff. I've been talking to this guy on Facebook Marketplace, and I know that his products are legit. He got one with 3 units for $75. It's like 20 minutes away. You can go on down there and get that. So this dude already, before getting here, found a place for me to go that's closest to my house to go purchase a mesh system for $75. So, okay, and I'm kind of getting ahead into the fifth thing, which is the customer service. But anyway, going back, so I'm like, okay, so I start, while he's doing this thing, I'm like looking it up. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I want to let you know, like, we don't do cable anymore. Everything is Ethernet now. So I'm like, okay, that sounds bad to me. He's like, so everything is going to be run through the Ethernet. And we went through the house. There's an Ethernet port like right in the middle of my house. And he's like, yeah, we're going to, just install the router right here and stuff. I'm like, okay. And I'm this whole time though, I'm like, but what about the modem though? Like, I'm not understanding. I'm trying to like do research while he's hooking it up. I'm like, I don't understand. Where is the Verizon modem? I'm confused. Well, this is why I was confused, because Verizon doesn't use a modem. Okay, they basically, and I know for all the techies, that y'all gonna chew me up, but for the people who are non-techie, they basically like use the wiring in the house as the modem. Like, you don't need a modem with them. All you have to do is take a router, and it can be any router, and plug it into the Ethernet port on the wall. The end, and you got internet. That's it. So the house already acts as a modem. There's already internet here. You just simply need to plug into the Ethernet port. That's it. Now with Comcast, you need both. You need a modem and a router. The modem is what gives you internet, and the router is what takes the internet from the modem and sends a signal throughout the house wirelessly. But with Verizon, you don't need that. So that's one less thing you have to buy. That's one less ISO. I wish I could have showed y'all my setup. I had all these boxes, had this modem box and all these wires. Then I had the router going right beside it. Now, granted, you can get all-in-one systems, but I'm a little techie, and I like to have things to do what they do. Like, I like having a camcorder, for example, even though I'm using an SLR right now. But I like using a camcorder because it's going to give me better video than a camera would, because its primary purpose is to do video. I feel the same way about those things. And then sometimes when these all-in-one systems are trying to do too many things, it causes a conflict on the inside, and you don't really get the true performance that you could get. So I've always had better experience just doing everything separately. But with Verizon, I don't have to do that. So there's one less thing you have to buy. There's one less thing that's sitting inside your house. Comcast is not like that. Comcast does everything cable. And so you need a modem as well as a router if you want to have wireless internet. So that's the fourth reason why Verizon is better. And finally, brings to the last thing, is customer service. And I kind of already touched on this. Just talking about how the guy went out of his way to already anticipate my needs and figure out what I may potentially need, and already had the recommendations for me and where to go and who to talk to and what to get. Now, in the end, I just showed him my router that I already had. He was like, well, you don't need the modem, because he didn't know that I wasn't using Comcast stuff. I just showed him my router, and he was like, oh man, this is perfect. This is exactly the same spec that Verizon uses, and you can just use this. This will be perfectly fine. And I was amazed by that. So I didn't have to spend any extra money buying anything. And this is why I always encourage you guys to buy your own equipment, because a router is a router. You can use it with everyone. And now that I know that Verizon doesn't even need modems, I mean, I'll be able to use this thing forever. Now, as a side note, I don't even have my phone. Okay, so I want to go get my phone because I want to show you guys something that Comcast also promotes as if it's exclusive to them. So one of the things that they promote, and they try to constantly get people to rent their own modems. One thing they always told us, I was an advocate for, people getting their own items. They would tell me, don't do that. You got to tell them that they have to rent it from us. And if they say they don't want to do that, tell them what they're not going to get their security updates. When you could just update your router, y'all. That they don't, but they don't know how to do that. That's insulting. It's not rocket science, and I have never needed to update anything. I probably have some updates that I could do, but I just never done it. And it's not worth paying $14 a month just to have your router updated every blue moon, your modem and router. So, but they tell you can pause and you can pause it. You get all these parental controls. You can pause the internet to certain devices. If the kids are on there too much, you can set schedules. And they toot that as if it's their own product or something, but it's not. I'm using this is just a Linksys router. I download the Linksys app, and you can see, maybe, hopefully, no. Anyway, I was hoping I could show you. But anyway, right here, it shows my Wi-Fi network. I can turn on and off guest access, parental controls. I even have device prioritization. That was a mouthful to say real fast. I have device prioritization where I can send more bandwidth to certain devices. So like my smart TVs, my Xbox, the computer that I use to edit on, I can send more bandwidth to those units, and just say like my Sonos system, they just play music, so I don't need a whole lot of bandwidth going there. Or to my Ring cameras, I can send more bandwidth there. And the parental control is the same thing. I can select the device, I can pause it, I can set schedules. So it has everything to do with your router. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid, y'all. Don't think that Comcast has some exclusive monopoly on, my daughter was just sitting there, but some exclusive monopoly on these services, because they don't. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. I don't even see, like if you live in like the DC area, I don't see why you have Comcast. There's no reason for it. There's no reason at all, unless Verizon, you messed over Verizon so bad they won't take you back. That's the only reason why I can see you going with Comcast. So that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. For those of you that don't live in Verizon Fios areas, I would suggest looking into providers that utilize Ethernet. I don't know how you do it. You just have to look up what's in your area, make some calls and ask them, hey, do you guys do cable internet, or is it Ethernet, through Ethernet? Typically back in the day, DSL goes through your phone line. It's a little itty bitty phone jack, but Ethernet is the bigger one. And all they did was come in here and take a phone line and replace that port with an Ethernet one. And man, I'm getting good internet. So actually, I'm paying for $200, and I get, so I'm getting 372.28 megabytes down, and I'm getting 113.4 megabytes up. The upload, not quite 200, but is a whole heck of a lot more than Comcast. And of course, the speeds always say up to. And man, I'm blowing that 200 megabytes down out the water. I'm getting almost 400. So I wish I could show. It's not zooming in, but what I'm gonna do is just take a screenshot of this thing, and y'all can see for yourselves. So anyway, that concludes the video. I hope it was helpful, and I'll catch you guys next time. Hey everybody, I am very tired, but alright y'all, look, I was about to post this video, and then I got my Verizon bill, which leads me to actually number 6 and 7 reasons why Verizon is so much better than Comcast. Anyway, it's super overexposed. Did you see that? You see what that bill is? $39.99. Okay? I was opening up, I'm like, oh boy, what these fees and taxes gonna look like? Hopefully it's no more than like $45 max. That'd be great. But I get this, and it's $39.99. The taxes and fees and all that stuff are included. So not only is it $39.99 forever, but it's taxes and all that stuff included. Unbelievable. And the last thing I wanted to say, and of course with Comcast, you have all types of fees. They get ridiculous, especially when it comes to video. But we're not talking about video. We're talking about internet right now. You have fees and taxes. And the last thing, number 7, data caps. I didn't mention this before because in the DC area, it's a little different. Like nobody has data caps because there's so much competition. But in areas like Atlanta, for example. Atlanta is pretty much this Comcast area, and because they're all by themselves, and this is a testament to the company, how much they care about their customers, because they have no competition, they impose data caps. And when last time I had Comcast in Atlanta, you want to know what my data cap was? 100 gigabytes. 100 gigabytes? What am I going to do with 100 gigabytes? Like, after I get a game and download the updates, that's 60 gigs right there. I can't do nothing else. That was one day. So, yeah, no data caps with Verizon. Well, actually, it is. It's like 10.5 terabytes. And if you're using that much, you abusing some. I don't know what you're doing. You're running some type of, I don't know, VPN servers or something out of your house, and you need a business account. But 10.5 terabytes. So anyway, I'm done. This is the end of this video. If you live in DC, what are you doing? Get Verizon Fios. I mean, it just makes the most sense. All right, bye.